Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Today we have day one for firepower session. Today we are going to learn basics of firepower, why we are using firepower, what's the use cases, where it is used, what are the modules within the firepower, and all those things. Now, if you see the evolution of Cisco security appliances, you will see that Cisco having firewall, Cisco ASA firewall. Earlier it was something like Pixie firewall, which was used as a perimeter firewall because of pressure and market. In market, we have evolution of different type of next generation firewalls. So then Cisco has acquired one company called SourceFire. This firepower that we are seeing at the moment, this is not Cisco product. This is some other company, SourceFire, that Cisco has acquired that company, and after that, you can see they have paid at that time they have paid 2.7 billion. So their firepower product they acquired from SourceFire, and then Cisco has rebranded, added so many modules in there, some new features, capabilities, automation, and all those things. And now we are knowing this as a firepower. Now to run this firepower, we have different type of modules. Either we can go and insert module within Cisco ASA firewall, or we can go and use a standalone firepower FTDs, or we can go and use the virtual form factor. So multiple ways we can go and utilize this firepower, the next generation firepower, next generation firewall features, right? Now, when we are talking about next generation, what exactly means by next generation firewall? Why we are telling this as a next generation firewall? Yep. Over to you.
It's for me?
Yeah. Why these
Oh yeah.
firewalls are termed as a next generation firewall?
Because it has a different it support from layer 1 to layer 7. Um
Application inspection,
app
okay?
Yep. So it actually collects protects the network from layer 1 to layer 7, whereas ASA will will not do, that's the regular firewall will not go at that level, but it also do both application presentation and application layer on the OSI matter. The next generation firewall does that.
All right, you're right. So if you go and see the structure, and in this training, I'm going to show you the behind the scene things as well, like behind the scene, how the packet is flowing within the firepower. And that is true for almost all the next generation firewalls, that they have their own control plane and data plane, and how they are handling the traffic in the control and data plane. Those things we are going to learn. Now, if you see this diagram, you will see that you have typical firewall, and this is actually very interesting diagram. So let me highlight here. You can see that we have from bottom, you can see firepower next generation firewall, and on top, just on top of that, you can see that firepower NG-IPS, next generation IPS. We know that we have IPS and IDS modules. These are the sensors. These are the intrusion prevention sensors or systems, intrusion detection systems. Now, since we have the integration with these IPS, IDS modules, so normal firewall, what they are doing? In normal firewall, you can do routing, switching, stateful inspection, gateways, VPN gateway, remote gateways, etc., etc. But when you are moving towards next generation firewall, they will give you extra capabilities, like you can go and do the URL filtering, the app label filtering, the tagging level filtering, and all those things you can do. Then you can see here that if you have the threat prevention, that if you can go and insert the IPS IDS module in that, right, in the same box, then you can go and protect from different type of vulnerabilities. You can see that vulnerabilities are there. Uh, because these IPS IDs, they have the signature based configuration, so they can go and protect from the vulnerabilities related to root thread signature. And even you can see the next generation firewalls, they are context aware. They can correlate the host user activity, the OS fingerprint, the service identification, vulnerability mapping, network discovering, and so many new features, right? So normal firewall, you can see that they have limited use applications. But if you go and use next generation firewall, so not only they have the application awareness, they can go and do threat prevention, and they are context aware. Even we can go and create different type of virtual firewall within the same firewall as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on. And in this, understand the hardware of this. This is little bit older slide. Now we have some more chassis based firewall as well, firepower as well. So earlier in the ASA product line, you can see that within ASA product line as well, we can go and use the firepowers. So you can see the ASA product line first, 5512 up to 5585, that has SSP60. These are the IPS modules. 10, 20, 40 means that overall throughput for the IPS IDS appliances. But we have a capability that we can go and insert the firepower module within the ASA firewall as well, up to 5506 up to 5555X series. After that, Cisco has created their own appliances related to firepower as well. Now you can see that firepower, independent firepower devices, starting from 4100, 4140, like that. Means as per their number of ports, as per their fabric throughput, they can be one line card based, or the one RU or two RU, etc. Like that. They have the port density throughput as per the requirement, right? Now few of the firewalls, firepowers, now they are work as a internet gateways, and those are very popular. This 4000 series firepower, and I think 2000 series firepowers, nowadays they are very popular. The point here is this, that either you are using this firepower, you can see firepower series here, either you are using firepower, any of the series, they will go and they will provide you all such type of security features. But as per the throughput requirement, we are choosing the product. Even we can go for virtual form factor as well. If we have few applications to inspect, if we have some 1.5 gig of IPS throughput to inspect and all those things, then you can go for the virtual form factor. When you are choosing the hardware, when you need the extra amount of bandwidth that you want to inspect, then you need the hardware. Here you can see some of the series
What was
related
it? What's it? What's the
to
name of that hardware again?
this ASA module. Within ASA module, you can go and insert the
No,
firepower
no. I just wanted to know what's the name of that hardware you need to insert to monitor specific traffic on your firepower.
So in my fire, which series of firepower you're talking about?
The the 400 series, 4000 series.
4000 series firepower. What we want to do? Monitor.
Like monitor specific traffic, like what kind of traffic coming in and out, a certain bandwidth. Just go ahead.
Oh, you're telling. So you can see that obviously, see, I will go and cover the architecture as well. So don't worry about that, behind the scene, how the traffic is flowing and all those things.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
which is doing what part? So which particular module is going to perform the firewall thing? Which of the module is going to perform the IPS IDS thing? How it is happening? Which of the module is going to do the malware inspections, the which of the modules are going to inspect the signatures and all those things. Okay, so these
Mm-hmm.
things are there. I will cover those things. Don't worry about that. We are just started with their modules and features and all those things. So it's just day one. I am going to show you all the traffic pattern within the firepower, how firepower is inspecting the traffic and how it is working. All those things I'm going to cover. So it will be covered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go here. And you can see as per the throughput, you can go and choose the firepower, right? As per the throughput, we are choosing the appliances. And I have added some of the links here where we can go and check the data sheet, where we can go and check the firepower latest series, all those things. Now you can see here that firepower 4100 series appliances, that what are the things it can do. You can see this 4100 series can have a throughput of 10 Gbps, 40 Gbps. Now tell why we have this throughput, why we are using 10 Gbps or 40 Gbps of throughput.
Mm-mm.
Generally what is happening, that where you will go and deploy, see your deployment, you may go and deploy your firepower in certain branches as a edge gateway, or you may go and deploy your firepower in data center, in somewhere in the branch or in the data center, right? Now, if you are deploying your firepower in data center, you know that there is leaf spine architecture, and then there is something called border leaf. Border leaf means those leaves, they are working as a gateway for that leaf spine structure. So these border leaf, generally their standard port standard for these border leaves are 40 Gbps of throughput. So these border leaves you have to go and
How do you
connect
call that?
this. Yeah,
Say body leaf.
border leaf, yeah, BL, border leaf. So in leaf spine structure, let me show you the diagram, the architecture of that. So you will understand a little bit more. Let me pull my design slide, data center design slide. One sec. So I'm pulling that diagram for you. It will take 1 minute to render, and my God. Okay, I don't want to show everything. So come on, fit here. Okay, so you can see my diagram here. The data center structure, you can see that you have WAN routers, edge routers, and then you can see that you have next generation firewall like this presented here, right? You can see next generation firewall, and then you have SSL devices like F5 SSL offloaders, DDoS devices, this malware protection, WAF, LV, IPS, etc., etc. But you can see that the connectivity, the logical connectivity actually, but the physical connectivity is like this only. These are the border leaves. So I haven't shown here. Let me see if I can. This diagram you will understand a little bit more. So I have leaf and a spine structure. This is my spine. This is my border leaf, and this is my normal leaf, right? This is my normal leaf. This is my spine. This is my border leaf where I am connecting the next generation firewall with this 40 gig interface, right? Like that, we are connecting the devices. You got the point where you are connecting this?
Mm-hmm.
In a data center, that is the connection point. Okay, okay, no problem. And you can see the features that we have: performance and density optimization. We have integrated inspection engines for firepower, NGIPS, application visibility, all those long list of things we have that we will check in our lab later on. Then this is 4100 series. Then you have chassis based system as well, which having 2 RU, 3 RU of form factor. Means in the rake, when you will go and install it, you need 3 RU form factor, and it has all those features. No problem on that. Feature part is like the features that you have in 4000 series, same sort of feature you will get in the 9300 series as well. The point here is this, that is this will give you better throughput. This is obviously the costlier. It has more port density, right? It has terabit backplane. You can see terabit backplane, low latency, intelligent fast path, network equipment bundling system, NEBS ready. So a lot of advanced features they have. Now, up to this point, if you have any question, please ask.
Not right now.
All right, great. So let's continue and let's understand more about these things. And I already told you that this is one of the nice class where we are going to learn the API as well. So I'm going to show you configure everything via API. So you don't need to bother about configuring your appliances from the CLI or GUI. Obviously, we are not using CLI. We're going to use GUI mode only, but even that is also not required. Everything you can do via the API, the
API.
programming. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Now, lab task. In for this particular class, I have created different type of lab tasks. For example, in this slide, I'm showing you some basic things that once you want to start your lab, what you will do. So, for example, I have FMC anywhere in anywhere in the management plane. You can see in the diagram. Now, this particular FMC, you can see all the FTDs. This is one small setup where I have, you can see that where I have the remote branch 1, remote branch 2, I may have some HQ. So one headquarter and 2 remote branches. Now in the headquarter and the remote branches, we have some FTD, for example, right? Now these FTDs, first of all, should get registered to FMC. So that means, suppose, let's take one example that I have FMC and I have only one FTD and I'm working in my head office, in my HQ. Now this FTD should first of all register to FMC, then only you can create anything and push to FTD, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that your FMC is working as a management plane. From your FMC, firepower management console, you can go and manage your firepowers. Whatever location they have, doesn't matter, as long as you have the management connectivity, you can go and configure it. So that's why I have created one list here. It will tell you, okay, install the firepower management center. First of all, what you need, these firepowers, they may have hardware form factor, they may have software form factor. these firepowers that we have FMC, they have hardware modules as well. Like they are coming as a hardware in UCS C series chassis or UCS pizza boxes are there. In that they are coming as a hardware appliances as well. So big data centers, they are not installing this FMC as a VMware form factor or virtual form factor, right? They are installing this as a hardware. So they have the hardware as well or they have the software as well. So in case you have to go and install the FMC as a virtual form factor, it's very easy, right? You can go and install like you're installing any of the appliances in VMware, you can go and do it. And there are specific Cisco slides, guides are there that will tell you that follow these steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you can install the FMC over your compute infra, right? Then what you want to do, then you can go and install the FTDs. So you can go and create the virtual FMC. And again, I'm talking about the lab environment. You can go create virtual FMC. You can go create the virtual FTDs, right? Then you can see the points here that you need some reachability in between the FTDs and FMC. And then you should register the FMC and FTD. Those steps are there. We will see that later on. What I have done in these documents that I have explained is, all baby steps, like, all steps. Step one, what to do. Step two, what to do. And this document that I'm showing you here. This is very much like the configuration guide type of thing. So once, for example, once you go and install FMC over the compute, right? Then you can log into FMC. You can log in, you can go and give the username and password, you can log in, right? Once you log in, then you can go and do the basic configuration. Basic configuration, in that basic configuration, what are the things you can do? That you can go and set the NTP, current time, time synchronization, and all those things. You can do it. I have shown this. You can go to the system and configuration. See, I have given the navigation system and configuration. Once you are there, then you can go to the management. You can go and check all those things like licenses, times, configuration, and all those things. All those things you can do. No problem at all, right? Each
Mhm.
and everything you can do. And let me pull that. I'll give you the lab access to this.
Thank you.
We will go here and we will see all those things. So don't worry about that. You can see this cog is there. You can go and check. This is the systems. You can go and check the system. Users, domain, integration, updates, smart licenses, classic license, monitor, policy. This is health monitor, monitoring, tools, backup, and all those things. Now, once we are here in the system and configuration, then we can go and check. You can see access list, access control preferences, audit log, DNS cat, dashboard, and blah, blah, all those things are there. Banner is there. We can go and create the banner. API preferences are there. Shell, time.
Sorry, let me answer this call.
Yep.
Hey, what's up? I call you guys, but I didn't pick up.
You're asking anything?
No, hold on 1 second, Ratnesh. This afternoon. No, I call you this afternoon, and I'll call you for two reasons. I was so tired, I can't. I went straight.
So where we are, and then you can see, let's go back here. So you can see the management interfaces. System is little bit slow to response, but it will work. Otherwise, I'll go and refresh the page. Oh, it is working. Right. So we can go and check the management interfaces. You can see the management interfaces are there. Remote management port is there. You can see the ETH0. This is the management IP address. I can go with this management IP address, and I can go and log in. It has the host name as well, right? So
Mhm.
these are very basic things here, and you can see that it is added here. Now we can go to the systems and users. We can see the smart licenses. You need the licenses. So in future, if you have to go and work, if you are working on the advanced features, then you should have the licenses enabled for all those. You can see base, threat, malware, URL filtering. So licenses should be enabled for all these features. Otherwise, it will not work. Otherwise, you can't enable those features, security features, right? So likewise, we are here and you can see, even if you go to the systems from here itself also, you can see the smart licenses, and we are in the evolution period. After 90 days, it will go and expire. If I scroll down here, you can see that the smart licenses types, you can go edit. I should have the, okay, manager. The smart license management means they will give you some sort of URL and token to enable these features. Whatever advanced smart licenses features you want to enable, you can enable it. Otherwise, here you can see we have the help option, how to, and all those help things are there, right? Now the second thing is this, that installing FTT to HQ, and then what you need to do, that you have to register. You need to register your FTD with FMC. Now, while registering here, you can see that I can go to the CLI and I can give this configuration. I want to register. So I have my FTD. Let me go and connect this. Oh, this is not my FTD. This is my FMC. Let me go and connect with my FTD, which is running. So here you can see, if you go and check show managers, it'll tell you that this FTD do not have any manager, no manager configured. But if you want to configure it, configure the manager whose IP is, the management IP is 10, and then you should give some key, any key. For example, here I am giving Cisco 123. So this is the part of configuration from the FTD side, right? Then you have to go and provide the configuration from the FMC side as well. So now if I go to the putty, and if I go here and if I see show managers, it will show you that it is in the pending state. So if I go and type show managers, it will tell you that it is in pending state. Why? Because now you have to go to your uh, FMC devices, device management, and add the device, right? So I need to go to my FMC. You can see here that you have this devices, device management, right? And then you have to add the device, otherwise, oops, you can see that you have to go and add device, give the name of the device. So I need to go and check the device name, but the registration key, and then only it will work. So let me do that. Let me again open that. Where are you? So many tabs are open. See, add button and device, host name. I need the host name. I don't have the host name.
So that means you add in a firepower to manage it through the FNC, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So we have to register it. Once you install it, you should have some path, right? And you should register it.
Okay, got it.
It's not taking my commands. Maybe it's not there. Let me do expert. Okay, admin FTD. The name itself is FTD. I just wanted to know the name of this. And mm, 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 sudo, just checking sudo. Let me check exit. Okay, let me do one thing. We have admin, right? So we are in the admin @FTD. So if I can go and do sudo, the ASA mode, if I want to start here, let me see. Okay. Show interface or show IP interface. This is like very much, ASA IP is not there. Show
So
interface.
interface IP brief.
Yeah. So these commands are they related to show software and version and all those things. And this is actually the firepower mode. Let me exit from here. And this is very much like Linux shell. This is termed as a export mode. And that's okay. We will check it later on. Hmm. But anyways, I was looking for the name. Name is FTD. So I can go here. Either I can give the IP as well, you can see. But I can go and give the, yeah, IP I will give here 198.180.133.11 FTD Cisco 123,
Oh, one, two,
right?
three.
And access control policy, I don't have. I can create any new as well, but I don't want I'll use this. I don't have NAT ID and all. Let me click register. Since registration is in progress, we can go and check the managers. You can see it is in pending state. In pending state. Adding device. So behind the scene, what it will do, it will go and create the secure tunnel. And with this secure tunnel, they will start communicating. So these devices will communicate. And then once this will get registered, once it will get registered to the FMC, then you can go and create any type of policies and all, right?
Mhm.
So meanwhile, let me show you the lab document. Lab means our document. So once you register, then you can go and give the host IP, the key, and then you can create the new policy as well, access control policy. For example, I have one demo type of policy where name is base policy, and I want to block all the traffic, and then I am saving this, and then the smart license is the malware, threat, URL filtering. Check, 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 check. So once you go and start this, then if you want to see the registration process, you can go to the deployment. Near deployment, there is taskbar. You can go and click there and you can see the registration, how much percentage is completed. And likewise, it will tell you the percentage of completion and all. So here you can see, still it is going on. Like, let me refresh this page. You can go here. You can see the task unregistered, unable to get messages. Some issue, it was unable to register, but it's okay, no problem. We can go and check these things, but these are the steps, right? These are the steps that we can go and register device. Let me try one more time with some policy that we will create, right? So the host is 11.198.1, yeah. Name is FTD. Password, what was the password? Cisco, or Cisco 123, all small, right? So let me quickly see that. When we have, yeah, Cisco 123, okay, all small. Last time I think C in caps. I put C in caps. And then even I can go and create the new policy. For example, this is the base policy, block all traffic. I don't want to select any base policy. Okay, save this. And then the smart licenses register. Now I am registering it. Now it should work now. So managers, showing pending, pending. And let's see the task as well parallelly. So I can go here and you can see the task 9 seconds ago. And why the failure is there and all, we can check later on. Maybe route is not there. We have to create the route from FTT to firepower. Those things we'll check and we'll make sure that
Mhm.
it is getting registered. But this is the process that you can go and register the device. So likewise, we have the small lab, and after that we have the bigger lab. In this example, I have shown that you can go and configure the interfaces and all. We'll see in day number 2 in the next class. So far, if you have any question, any query, please feel free to ask.
No, I'm good. I love it.
Oh, okay, thank you.